You normally think of empathy as being like a good thing. We want to be empathetic people. I want to feel your happiness. I want to be able to help you when you're sad. We talked about psychopathologies like psychopathy. These are bad things that tend to lead people to behave in bad ways. But can can we have too much empathy? Can you have too much of a ability to feel others' pain? And what would that look like? And do we actually maybe see that in our world as humans?
That is a fantastic question, and I think about this a lot. So I have some evidence to back this up, but I'm sure I could get in some heated debates with people. But I believe that things like caregiver burden, physician burnout, I actually think these things are basically an overload of emotional contagion that's unregulated, and that there are physiological reasons why continually witnessing someone or being around someone in pain can have physiological actions that are outside of the things that people usually blame that on, right? Like caregiver burden, people say, oh, it's increased stress, it's lack of sleep, it's financial pressures, it's all of these things. But I think that there's a physiological mechanism we might be able to tap into when thinking about
Mm-hmm.
emotional contagion. And there's some evidence for that in humans, such that like spouses of chronic pain patients actually have more hypersensitivity to pain and in similar regions as their spouse,
Hmm.
which is interesting. And people haven't really looked into, especially the localization, like how does that happen and why,
Hmm.
right? So I think this increased emotional contagion is something we need to pay attention to. And I'll say, um, if you look at the DSM or ways in which we categorize different conditions, and mental illnesses and pathologies, there's no sort of hyper empathy. But if you go ask people and you go search around on the internet, there are lots and lots of people that say that they have so much empathy they can't function. Like I heard it was either a podcast or maybe I read an article about a woman who reports this, and she can barely leave her house because she has like such a intense reaction to other people's emotions. And so I think it's out there. I think it's just something we haven't been paying enough attention to or didn't really know existed until recently.